Good evening. Thank you so much for joining us. This is the main news on Camnet TV, coming to you live on Topstar channel 106, as well as on KenStream app. We're also streaming live on our Facebook and YouTube channel, that is Camnet TV. Here are the top stories making headlines in our news tonight. Police arrest the prime suspect in KAMWALA South schoolgirl murder case. CAAC blames SCC for 1.4 billion US aid withdrawal. RPP bets on President HICHILEMA for 2026 elections. In international news, Emirates posts record $5.2 billion profit, declares itself world's most profitable airline. And in sports news, Keith MWEEMBA elected new first president, Ngandu makes vice. Do join me with the details shortly after this break. With the news in detail, my name is Sylvia Zulu. Police have arrested a 17-year-old male juvenile in connection with the murder of a schoolgirl whose body was discovered on 6th March 2025 near Lakson Mapushi Police Post in KAMWALA South, Lusaka. The victim, clad in a Kamulanga secondary school uniform, was found lifeless in a small bush behind a heap of blocks within the KAMWALA South secondary school grounds. The incident is believed to have occurred around 09 hours on the same day. Police Public Relations Officer Ray Hamonga says the arrest follows a thorough investigation launched immediately after the discovery of the body by 4 pupils from KAMWALA South Primary School. He says the suspect has since been formally charged with the offense of murder and remains in police custody. Mr. Hamonga further states that the juvenile is currently undergoing the determination procedures due to uncertainty surrounding his exact age.
Reference is made to a report made earlier on the 6th of March 2025 at approximately 13:10 hours through Lakson Mapushi Police Post, in which 4 juveniles or pupils of KAMWALA South Primary School reported having discovered the lifeless body of a girl clad in a Kamulanga secondary school uniform. The body was found lying in a small bush behind a heap of blocks near Lakson Mapushi Police Post within the KAMWALA South Secondary School grounds. The incident is believed to have occurred on the same day around 09 hours. Police officers promptly visited and secured the scene of crime, and an investigation was immediately launched. We wish to inform the general public that after a thorough investigation, a male juvenile aged 17 has been identified as the prime suspect in this case. He has since been formally charged for the offense of murder and is currently in police custody. Additionally, due to uncertainty regarding his exact age, he has been subjected to age determination procedures. The Zambia Police Service remains committed to ensuring justice is served and will continue to pursue all necessary leads to bring full closure to this matter. We urge members of the public to remain calm and allow the law to take its course.
The Community Action Against Corruption, CAAC, has described the recent withdrawal of $50 million in annual health sector funding by the United States government as clear evidence of massive and ongoing corruption within Zambia's Ministry of Health. The organization says the funding cut reflects international concern over poor accountability are more widespread than official statistics suggest, and accused some civil society organizations of helping to propagate a misleading narrative that Zambia is making progress in its anti-corruption efforts.
The withdrawal of $50 million funding to the Ministry of Health is a very sad situation which should be blamed on the Anti-Corruption Commission and other law enforcement agencies, which paid no attention to these allegations, because the allegation of abuse of these funds started way back, but the Anti-Corruption Commission and these other institutions paid a blind eye to this. Or what they knew was to focus on corruption of the past regime and punishing those people who served in the previous regime. But you know, corruption should be fought both backwards and forward. But there was lack of interest in attending to corruption allegations emerging in the current regime, and the consequences are this. And I think it's too late to mitigate this situation. We should just get ready for all the consequences that will come with this. So we can say the Anti-Corruption Commission, if it was a strong, committed institution, it would have prevented this. And this also points to the realities about the attempts by the Anti-Corruption Commission and other civil society organizations painting a picture that corruption has gone down in the current regime. But this is just an indication that, contrary to their assertions, there is still corruption going on in Zambia, which is to the highest level, which can even force a government like the US government to suspend funding to the Ministry of Health. That is not okay. So the Anti-Corruption Commission should take this blame.
The Lusaka City Council, LCC, has installed 231 solar-powered streetlights in 4 constituencies, namely Kabwata, Lusaka Central, Mandevu, and Matero, in a bid to enhance road safety and promote sustainable urban development. LCC Public Relations Manager Chola Mwamba says the installations were carried out between 2022 and 2024. Ms. Mwamba says the initiative aims to improve visibility on roads, especially at night, and reduce traffic accidents caused by poor lighting conditions. She adds that the adoption of solar-powered lighting also aligns with the Council's commitment to sustainability by reducing reliance on traditional electricity sources. She further revealed that the Council plans to extend the project to other constituencies, continuing its investment in sustainable and effective road infrastructure to improve the quality of life for Lusaka residents.
Lusaka City Council has taken a significant step towards enhancing road safety and security by installing 231 solar streetlights in 4 constituencies, namely Kabwata, Lusaka Central, Mandevu, and Machero. The installations of the solar-powered lights were done between 2022 and 2024 using the Constituency Development Fund (CDF), and over 8 million kwacha was spent. This initiative aims to improve visibility on the roads, especially at night, and reduce accidents caused by poor visibility. Additionally, by adopting solar-powered streetlights, the Council is promoting sustainability and reducing dependence on traditional electric power supply. The Lusaka City Council plans to extend this initiative to other constituencies, furthermore enhancing road safety, promoting sustainability, and improving residents' quality of life. The local authority is committed to investing in effective and sustainable road infrastructure for the betterment of the city.
Meanwhile, the Council has started dismantling all illegal billboards and legally installed but non-compliant billboards across the city. LCC Public Relations Manager Nyambe Bulumba says the Council is concerned about the rise in unauthorized advertising structures and legal billboards whose owners have defaulted on payments. He says this situation has led to significant revenue losses for the Council. Mr. Bulumba notes that apart from revenue loss, these structures often obstruct motorists and pose safety hazards. He adds that several billboards in the central business district and along 4 major roads have already been identified and marked for removal.
The Lusaka City Council is removing illegal and defaulting billboards across the city effective today, May 9th, 2025. We have already identified numerous billboards that are either installed without permission or have defaulted on payments, and these will be dismantled immediately. We have observed that these illegal and non-compliant billboards not only deprive the council of the much-needed revenue, but also pose safety risks, obstruct motorists, as well as contributing to road accidents. We therefore wish to urge legal billboard owners who have outstanding dues to settle their payments immediately to ensure that they avoid having their billboards removed. We also want to appeal to the public, including motorists, to report any illegal or improperly installed billboards to the council for swift intervention. Our goal in this is to ensure that we create a clean, safe, and appealing city for all, and we will continue taking proactive steps to address issues that distract from this vision.
The Treatment, Advocacy and Literacy Campaign, TARC, and the Network of Zambian People Living with HIV and AIDS, NZP+, are demanding an urgent response from the government following the announcement by the U.S. ambassador to cut $50 million United States in health funding to Zambia due to systematic theft of medicines. The two organizations say the funding cut, which affects the procurement of antiretroviral ARV, malaria, and tuberculosis TB drugs, is a significant blow to Zambia's health sector, particularly the antiretroviral therapy ART program. TARC Acting National Director Clever Chilende has expressed concern that this decision, if not urgently addressed, could reverse the progress Zambia has made in controlling HIV, TB, and malaria over the years with U.S. support. He notes that the U.S. Embassy had been engaging the Zambian government for some time to take action against those behind the theft of medical supplies, but little has been done. The organizations have also called on the Ministry of Health to reassure the public, especially people living with HIV, that access to life-saving medication will not be disrupted. They have further urged the government to take decisive action against pharmaceutical companies implicated in selling stolen drugs, including revoking licenses and recovering stolen funds. TARC and NZP+ are now demanding that the government releases the audit report on the Zambia Medicines and Medical Supplies Agency ZAMSA to stakeholders. The Republican Progressive Party, RPP, has endorsed Republican President Hakainde Hichilema of the ruling United Party for National Development, UPND, as its preferred candidate ahead of the 2026 general elections. The endorsement was announced during a major briefing marking the 10-year alliance between the RPP and UPND, which began in 2015 when the UPND was still in opposition. Speaking at a major briefing today, RPP President Leslie Chikose highlighted several economic developments, among them the securing of $1.3 billion deal with the International Monetary Fund IMF, a significant reduction in inflation, and the restoration of investor confidence. He attributed these achievements to President Hichilema's leadership, describing the current economic trajectory as a sign of effective governance and sound fiscal management. Mr. Chikose also commended the administration for restoring democratic governance, noting improvements in the rule of law, peace, and freedom of expression.
It is this kind of governance, accountability, people first and result oriented, that the Republican Progressive Party believes must continue beyond 2026. Our collective responsibility and endorsement. The Republican Progressive Party calls upon all Zambians to support this visionary leadership of His Excellency President Hakainde Hichilema. Is not only addressing the immediate needs of our nation, but he is also building the infrastructure, both human and physical, for long-term prosperity. We therefore endorse His Excellency President Hakainde Hichilema because of the following. Number one, he has continued to feed our children in school. He is keeping our children in school when they would have otherwise dropped out. He is building a future Zambia that values education, equality, and dignity. He is using our national resources wisely with clean, tangible results to show. We urge every voter, every community leader, every parent, and every youth to reflect on the progress we have made and the leadership behind it in 2026. The choice must be clear. Let us not go backwards. Let us move forward with a leader who has shown beyond doubt that he puts the people first. Therefore, the Republican Progressive Party officially announces its endorsement of His Excellency President Hakainde Hichilema as the preferred and only presidential candidate for the 2026 general elections. We thank you.
Minister of Technology and Science Felix Mutati says connectivity is no longer a luxury but a necessity, as it, among other things, empowers students to learn online, helps small business owners reach customers beyond borders, and enables families to stay connected despite physical distance. Speaking during the launch of Zamtel upgraded network infrastructure in Lusaka's Chalala area, Mr. Mutati described the initiative as a milestone for Zambia's tech landscape and as a significant boost for businesses and communities in the area. He noted that the network expansion marks the beginning of the rollout of over 600 new sites across Lusaka, the Copperbelt and Eastern provinces. And Zamtel Chief Executive Officer Jason Mwanza says the new sites would soon be operational as part of the company's ambitious drive to improve network speed and coverage.
As Zambia accelerates its digital transformation, the need for fast, reliable, and accessible internet connectivity has never been more critical. With increasing demand for online learning, e-commerce, and digital communication, enhancing network infrastructure is key to driving economical growth and improving livelihoods. In a major step towards bridging the digital divide, the Minister of Technology and Science, Mr. Felix Mutati, today officially launched Zamtel's 4G and 5G network upgrade. He described the initiative as a milestone for Zambia's tech landscape and a significant boost for the businesses and communities in the area.
So today we are launching phase 1 of the upgrade from 2G to 4G/5G, which the Chief Executive said is high-speed internet delivery, including voice, including other things. And we chose Chalala through Zamtel, specifically to address what the benefits for this upgrade will be for our people.
Mr. Mutati noted that the network expansion marks the beginning of the rollout of over 600 new sites across Lusaka, the Copperbelt, and the Eastern provinces. He said the improved network will empower students through online learning and enable families and entrepreneurs to reach markets beyond Zambia's borders.
It will provide small businesses that are booming here in Chalala with the opportunity to use social media marketing to expand their business beyond Chalala, to be able to sell their products in Lusaka and elsewhere. So those colleagues of us who are making these designer dresses designer trousers can now put it on internet and they'll be able to sell in Solwezi, in Mansa and everywhere. This is what.
Meanwhile, Zamtel's Chief Executive Officer, Jason Mwanza, said the new sites in Chalala represent an ambitious step forward in expanding both the speed and reach of Zamtel's services. He assured residents that the network upgrade is designed to meet the growing digital demands of the community.
Great project right here in the heart of Chalala. In the last 1 week alone, sites in Chalala. By the end of the next week, all the 20 sites meant for Chalala will be on air. So the quality of the network in this area is going to improve. We are not ending here, we are covering the whole country.
Today marks a turning point in our digital journey. A bold step forward as we bring faster, smarter, and reliable connectivity to the people of Zambia. It is with immense pride and profound sense of accomplishment that I stand here before you this morning at this momentous occasion. The occasion of the official launch of the first phase of Zamtel Network Upgrade.
And Industrial Development Corporation IDCE representative Rafael Chupoma commended Zamtel's board for their strategic direction. He encouraged residents to embrace the digital shift and make full use of the opportunities the upgraded network will provide.
The local communities here in Chalala in particular, where we are starting this really momentous project, who have supported this initiative. To the Zambian people, all I can say is this: the future really is now. Let us embrace it with curiosity, responsibility.
For Camnet TV News, Mercy Matendeko.
Economist Kelvin Chisanga says the recent decision by the United States government to cut $50 million in health funding to Zambia may cause a significant budget strain and destabilize the country's healthcare management systems. In an interview with Camnet News, Mr. Chisanga says the reduction in external funding, particularly for procurement of HIV, TB and malaria drugs, will force the government to realign its health financing strategy, including operations under the National Health Insurance Scheme, NEMA. He noted that this comes at a time when Zambia's health sector had begun to show positive signs, especially in infrastructure upgrades and the recruitment of essential medical staff such as doctors and nurses. He warned that Zambia's treasury is already under mounting pressure due to the ongoing debt restructuring process, which was expected to be resolved this year.
$50 million which has been cut is basically going to destabilize a number of key factors within the healthcare management system. Owing to the fact that we understand the healthcare system in Zambia as being heavily supported to a point whereby most of the terminal diseases that we have actually been able to witness in the previous past were basically cushioned by the way in which we are receiving foreign funding into the budget. And obviously what we have also been able to see that there has been a lot of technical and medical support in terms of trying to help out a number of key factors within the health sector. Obviously, when you look at the current situation as well, we have actually been having the budget deficit owing to the fact that we are also in a way somehow receiving the external funding even in the midst of whatever has happened. But with the current situation where things now are coming out to be in this way, we seem now to be having a deeper cut in terms of budget being narrowed. And with this whole aspect that we're able to see, it will be extremely difficult for us even to actually close up the deficit that we're actually being able to receive over time. So meaning what we should be able to have done was to create an attentive line of defense around issues of healthy mitigation and intervention. But now with the obtaining situation, I think it becomes more critical, and critical in the sense that the health sector has been one of the sector which is earmarked with a lot of corruption scandals. And even if we are to also dive into aspect of other economic indicators that we are actually being able to see.
The Department of Immigration has apprehended 30 individuals of various nationalities for immigration-related offences in a series of operations conducted across the country on 7th May 2025. Among the major operations was a joint effort with the Drug Enforcement Commission, DEC, in Chief Chikomene area of Lumezi District, where 11 suspected illegal immigrants were arrested. The individuals were discovered packing tobacco into bags of farms and along nearby roadways. Immigration Chief Public Relations Officer Namatin Shika says following an initial screening, 6 Malawian nationals were also detained for illegal entry and unlawful stay in Zambia. He adds that 2 Zambian nationals, Samuel Nkata, 22, and Kondwelani Nyurenda, 54, were also arrested for allegedly harboring the undocumented foreigners. Meanwhile, in Monza District, 3 Burundian refugees from Mayuka refugee settlement were convicted for conducting business without permits.
The Lundazi Immigration Office, in collaboration with the Drug Enforcement Commission, successfully apprehended 11 suspected illegal immigrants during a joint operation conducted on 7th May 2025 in Chief Chikomene area of Lumezi District. The operation targeted farms and surrounding roadways where the individuals were found packing tobacco. Following initial screening, 6 Malawi nationals were detained for illegal entry and unlawful stay in Zambia. 2 Zambian nationals identified as Samuel Nkata, 22, and Kondwelani Nyurenda, 54, were apprehended for harboring some of the undocumented foreign nationals, while 2 other Zambians were released unconditionally after providing verifiable proof of citizenship. A further individual, Christopher Banda, 28, also a Zambian, was handed over to the Drug Enforcement Commission after being found in possession of cannabis. This operation in Lumezi is part of a broader nationwide enforcement effort that saw a total of 30 individuals of various nationalities apprehended on 7th May 2025 for immigration-related offences. Further, the Monza Magistrate Court on 7th May 2025 convicted and sentenced 3 Burundian refugees based in Mayuka refugee settlement for engaging in business without the necessary permits. Valencia Hakiri, 25, Boniface Irakoze, 23, and Julius Nduwayezu, 19, were each sentenced to a fine of 3,800 kwacha or in default serve 3 months simple imprisonment. The trio was found selling behind counters of different grocery shops during a routine inspection carried out within Monza District on 30th April 2025. All 3 individuals were in possession of valid mobility passes, which permitted them to be outside the refugee settlement for a specified duration. However, they failed to present the required authorization to conduct business activities outside the camp. Furthermore, the Kafue Magistrate Court on the same day convicted Mr. Ernest Irankunda, a 20-year-old Burundian, on 2 counts relating to immigration violations, unlawful entry into Zambia and unlawful stay. In the first count of unlawful entry, he was sentenced to a fine of 5,000 kwacha or 7 months simple imprisonment. In the second count of unlawful stay, he was sentenced to 8,000 kwacha or in default 8 months simple imprisonment.
This is the main news on Camnet TV, coming to you live on TopStar channel 106 as well as on CanStream app. We are also streaming live on Facebook, that is at Camnet TV, as well as on our YouTube channel Camnet TV. We'll now take a set of our first commercial break. We will be back with more news after the break. Keep watching.
From time immemorial, we have had different types of lighting options, from those that can burn down our investments in minutes to those that dig holes in our pockets due to constant replacement and huge consumption of our ZESCO units. Savenda Electric introduces the new and advanced electric bulb with cutting-edge technology of LED that has low power consumption, gives out bright white light, and lasts up to 25,000 hours. Savenda Electric manufactures all types of LED light, like plastic LED fluorescent tubes, downlights, ceiling lights, outdoor fittings, and solar street lights made to customer specifications. Let's live on the bright side of life by choosing the wide range of Savenda electric lighting solutions that are available in all leading stores and supermarkets countrywide. For orders, call 0962 642 490 or email jnbanda@savenda.com or pchabula@savenda.com.
Enjoy the benefits of an instant loan with us ranging from 1,000 kwacha to 750,000 kwacha paid express once collateral is viewed, valued and verified. Call us on 0763 595 359 or 0779 432 993. Classified Financial Express, here as your financial friend.
Get all the latest updates in court news only on Camnet TV. We take you and make you feel part of the court sessions through our in-depth coverage of the adjudication process. Get informed on those who have been arrested, delayed and denied the police bond or bail victims, persons taking plea, court adjournments, verdicts, and those administration issues in the judiciary. You can also follow and give us a like on our social media platforms. Camnet TV, not just another channel.
Thank you so much for still staying with us. We'll now continue with more news. Transparency International Zambia, TIZ, has expressed disappointment with the Minister of Health response to the recent announcement by the United States government to cut $50 million in aid to Zambia's health sector over corruption concerns. TIZ says the minister's reaction was inadequate and appeared to deflect blame onto the previous administration, despite evidence indicating that the malpractice is ongoing. TIZ chapter president Priscilla Chikonde Chansa says government's lackluster responsiveness undermines public trust, especially considering the gravity of the theft and the repeated efforts by the U.S. Embassy to raise the issue. Mrs. Chansa emphasized that tackling systematic corruption in the health sector will require bold political will, including prosecuting senior government officials and politically connected business figures who may be implicated.
We agree with the U.S. ambassador that the responsiveness of the government has been less than optimal. Given the scope of the theft, the efforts taken to engage stakeholders by the U.S. Embassy, and the consequences of inaction. We are especially concerned that the minister attempted to divert blame to the previous administration when the evidence indicates that the corruption is ongoing. As TIZ, we are of the view that addressing the systematic corruption in the health sector is a litmus test for the seriousness of the UPND's fight against corruption. This is because such systematic corruption requires political will to prosecute senior government officials and private business people who may have provided political finance support to the administration. It also calls for high-level coordination and technical capacity to conduct credible investigations on the part of law enforcement agencies and the effective implementation of a favorable legal framework in fighting corruption. It is also notable that corruption in the health sector has direct impact on health outcomes and can lead to loss of human life. Therefore, if any government demonstrates sluggishness in addressing corruption in the health sector, there would be no basis to believe that such a government could potentially combat corruption in other sectors, where the impact of corruption is nowhere near direct loss of human life. TIZ therefore calls upon the UPND administration to take stock of their resolve to fighting corruption, launch a nationwide investigation premised on findings of the forensic report, and to put in place necessary preventive measures to halt any further theft of medicines and health supplies.
Mongu Municipal Council Assistant Public Relations Manager Abigail Sitenge has refuted reports that the council has failed to construct an ablution block at Mandanga Market. Ms. Abigail said this after Mandanga marketeers demanded for the construction of an ablution block at the market, citing that they find it difficult for them to answer the call of nature. Speaking to Camnet News in Mongu Municipal Council Assistant Public Relations Manager Sitenge said the council has tried to engage with the Barotse Royal Establishment to relocate them a piece of land for the construction of an ablution block. She further said efforts are being made so that they can get a place to construct an ablution block.
Some marketeers at Mandanga Market in Mongu District of Western Province have expressed their concerns over non-existence of an ablution block. Some marketeers have stated that it becomes difficult for them to operate at a place without an ablution block. Speaking to Camnet News in Mongu, Doreen Pepe said most marketeers use mineral water bottles to answer the call of nature. Pepe is appealing to the local authority to construct running water ablution block at the market as those nearby lock their pit latrines.
Market ni ikulu ero problem chame chilipo market onatimangira ni manje tasoba kwa matoilet uzafuna ku stand zero kaenda ku matoilet ama nyumba y'abantu ero kwa metokera ni kutali uzapeza na bebe badana bakoma matoilet yao so tipempa tigani zireko mukatika market ya Mandanga batimangire ko toilet yakuti bantu bakastand zirana mu matoilet.
And some other marketeers echoed similar concerns, stating that the council, after constructing a market, did not consider to build an ablution block.
Tumeza aluka market ya Mulupangezi. Kunaona nipila una market ya Mandanga aluna ma toilet. Kono everyday lwali pabatela. Kono market ma toilet kono kwa Mandanga aluna. Mubela kele fateno kwa toilet ya Mandanga lwabangata aluma Mandanga mu.
Market ili tumeza kama market memoro ya hesi. Kono chwa ilimbuzi. Please balu kule fali mbuzi kuli niwa balu yate ilimbuzi akuna wakuyemela. Niya mukimina baso kuvula mina wamuso kudini kolela. Chwa ila sava batu bakashwa limbuzi kutoka limbuzi. Balu yate ilimbuzi batu wakule kuyemela kwa tedi.
Olu ya hizi market yende ya Mandanga. Kono pila ya una ilu fitsa kima toilet. Uzele ile alufata ba ya toilet kono kwa Mandanga. Nikola kupalulika teata mukola kutusafata ba ya toilet. Bazamai nibona banyanda. Nuna mama market ya banyanda.
Meanwhile, Mongu Municipal Council Assistant Public Relations Manager Abigail Sitenge confirmed the challenge, stating that the challenge is with the Barotse Royal Establishment.
There's a market shelter that we had constructed using the CDF. So what transpired with that market shelter is that we approached the BRA to help us secure a slot for construction of that market shelter. And so same applies with the toilet. We had approached the BRA to help us find space where we can construct an ablution block, because obviously a market shelter should always come with an ablution block. So we were told to wait, and so we've been waiting because according to them the space is not enough for us to be able to construct the ablution block that we want to construct.
Musiao Kavira, Camnet News in Mongu District, Western Province.
United Party for National Development, aspiring candidate for the forthcoming by-elections, Zelipa Chisulo, has donated assorted items to a baby whose birth claimed the life of his mother. Ms. Chisulo says was compelled to help the child seeing the vulnerable position he finds himself in. She has since pledged to continue supporting the child. Elas Chilela has the details in the following report.
This is Lingston Mwandila, whose mother died recently upon giving birth to him. The baby survived, while the mother died due to excessive loss of blood along the way as she was being taken to Lumezi Mission Hospital for advanced treatment. Political activist Zelipa Chisulo, who is also an aspiring candidate for the forthcoming election in Lumezi, witnessed as the mother was being taken to Lumezi Hospital. Ms. Chisulo says she has been compelled to lend her support, seeing that the baby had become motherless, needs more support to grow. She donated baby milk, supplements and clothes and pledged to continue doing so.
Bata kumafuna ambulance janichoka kwa Zumanda atuza tawo jomsikana anamwali desibetifuka kunja kulumezi shamwalida kati sona kama tawo sisi nizepo mwana nambira manja amewa kenesi wapempelera but mulungu mwine ndiazira sona taa nizafika nize somaliro then mwene tinakambirana pachipafoni
and the grandmother to the child expressed happiness for the gesture. And the father to the child thanked Ms. Chisulo for opting to support the child. Elias Chilela, Camnet News, in Lumezi District, Eastern Province.
Chilanga Town Council today launched the road rehabilitation works in 7 constituency wards. Speaking at the commissioning of road works in the district today, Lusaka Province Minister Sheryl Mulyata, in a speech read on her behalf by Lusaka Province Deputy Permanent Secretary Alex Mapushi, said the United Party for National Development, UPND, has brought social and economic transformation to various constituencies in the country through its decentralization policy. Mr. Mapushi urged the community to embrace government initiatives, emphasizing the importance of taking on these projects with commitment and enthusiasm. He implored everyone to actively safeguard these projects from the danger of human negligence, stressing that their success lies in collective responsibility and vigilance. During the same event, Chipo Haslo, the Member of Parliament for Chilanga constituency, expressed gratitude to community members for their patience and support for government projects in various wards of the constituents.
We are launching key road rehabilitation projects to improve connectivity and access within our communities. These roads include Joseph Conte Road, a 5-kilometer stretch in Mwembeshi Ward. It also includes Depot Road, a 6-kilometer stretch in New Farms Ward. Oriental Road, a 4.6-kilometer stretch in Chilongolo Ward. Also Linda Malupi Road, a 2.7-kilometer stretch in Mount Makulu Ward. The other one is a paving of the 250 meters on Musamba Bay Road in Chilanga Ward. The total cost of these roads rehabilitation project amounts to 3,278,1369 Ingwe. These improvements are crucial for enhancing trade, facilitating the movement of goods and services, and ensuring that community members have better access to essential services. We believe that quality infrastructure forms the backbone of economic development.
Our constituency continues to face major challenges with road infrastructure, while the government, through the CDF, Ministry of Local Government and the RDA are working on key projects such as the ones we've mentioned above and some roads that have been completed. So what we also want to do is call upon the business sector. You know, you can supplement government's effort, you can supplement the CDF, you can supplement the local authorities' efforts. in working on these roads under your corporate social responsibility components. So we have a number of queries. So I would urge the area councillors to work very closely with your WDCs. And only where you find hiccups, then you can engage the council chairperson, you can engage myself, so that we can ask these companies to come on board.
As we move forward, let us remain steadfast in our resolve to transform Chilanga into a model of inclusive development. Let us ensure that every project we implement not only addresses current challenges, but also lays a strong foundation for the future generation. The council, led by one Francis Ndola, they've assured me that they as a team will improve service delivery. They've also told me that for 2025, which is the phase that is presiding over, there will be no audit queries. I want to put him on the spot. That is their job. That is what they are paid for. That is what we would like to sit. That is what I sit there to ensure that they do.
We now take our last set of commercials. Do join me with some international stories as well as sports news after the break. Don't go away.
Are you looking for a reliable and efficient courier company with international standards? Then let UBZ Courier, your trusted partner in swift and secure deliveries, be your ultimate choice. Whether it's a small package or a hefty consignment, UBZ Courier handles it all, locally and internationally. Our modern call center ensures personalized attention for every client. For seamless deliveries within Zambia and beyond, trust UBZ Courier. Call us now on +260 763 062 680 or visit us at plot number 15 Mwapona Road, Woodland, Lusaka, Zambia. UBZ Courier, a world-class brand that can be trusted.
Potatoes, the unsung heroes of flavor. From crispy chips to creamy mash, potatoes are the versatile superstars of your kitchen. Grown with love by our dedicated workforce drawn from around the community of Kalabana. Savenda Farm's commitment is to see to it that we have potatoes that are grown right, healthy, big and tasty. For that quick fix or big celebration or that meal that brings family together, top chefs rely on the Savenda potato to create culinary masterpieces. And for others, it's that icebreaker to a delightful conversation. So, embrace the magic of Savenda potatoes. They're not just a side dish, they're the heart and soul of your kitchen. Savenda, save nations, develop Africa.
Water is life. Each drop counts and each must be cherished. Our tried and tested product meets all international standards. With our smart drip technology, we aim to deliver precision irrigation designed to reduce blockage and wastage, ensuring a high yield. Renglow, your smart irrigation partner.
Every Monday to Thursday afternoon, join us for the Lunchtime Cafe. We get to bring to you emerging stories making the headlines, media news, and we remind you of what political leaders and governance actors said back in the days. In Forgotten Stories, we emphasize to you the importance of eating healthy foods and leading healthy lifestyles on the Nutrition Corner. Get the latest updates in sports and critical interviews. Because we value your contribution to national matters, we accord you an opportunity to share your perspectives during the viewers' reactions. The Camnet TV Lunchtime Cafe is an all-inclusive buffet. Camnet TV, not just another channel.
Thank you so much for staying with us. And now for the rest of the news. In international news, Dubai-based long-haul carrier EMIRATES has reported a record annual profit of $5.2 billion, positioning itself as the world's most profitable airline as global aviation fully recovers from the disruptions caused by the COVID-19 pandemic. The state-owned airline, which operates out of Dubai International Airport, carried 53.7 million passengers during the fiscal year, up from 51.9 million the previous year. After-tax profits from the prior fiscal year stood at $4.7 billion. Revenues rose to $34.9 billion from $33 billion, putting Emirates behind private competitors such as Delta Airlines, which reported $61.6 billion in revenue. However, Emirates' strong bottom line outpaced all others in terms of profitability. The broader Emirates Group, owned by the Investment Corporation of Dubai, posted annual profits of $5.6 billion, as increase from $5.1 billion from the year before. Here is a roundup of international news.
Gruesome images of more than 100 dead vultures in South Africa's famous Kruger National Park. Officials say the birds of prey died after feeding on an elephant that had been poisoned with agricultural pesticides by poachers. Another 84 vultures were rescued in a coordinated emergency response involving helicopters, ambulances and nearly a day of intensive care. But sadly, one of the birds later died. The scene was discovered after an environment group's remote sensing system triggered an alarm flagging suspicious activity in a remote section of the park. Within hours, a joint team had been mobilized, which found the mass poisoning event, the largest of its kind recorded in southern Africa. The 124 dead birds included white-backed, Cape and leopard-faced vultures, all species listed as endangered or critically endangered. Experts say poachers are increasingly placing agricultural toxins on elephant carcasses to kill the birds which might otherwise alert rangers by circling overhead. Vultures play a key role in ecosystems by consuming the carcasses of dead animals and reducing the spread of diseases. Mali's military government has suspended all political activities across the country until further notice. The decree, signed on Wednesday by Transitional President General Assimi Goïta, cited reasons of public order and applies to both parties and organizations. It was issued a few days after a rare pro-democracy rally and ahead of a planned protest on Friday against the junta, which has ruled the country since coups in 2020 and 2021. Hundreds of activists last weekend defied government threats and demonstrated in the capital Bamako against a bill recommending the dissolution of all political parties. They're calling for a rapid and credible return to constitutional order through the organisation of transparent, inclusive and peaceful elections. The junta originally committed to holding polls in February 2022, but that timeline has been pushed back several times. Mali's military leaders have cut diplomatic ties and military cooperation with traditional Western partners and forged new partnerships with Russia.
Emirates' record profit was helped in part by a surge in demand for long-haul travel. An uptick in air cargo demand and lower fuel costs also drove the airline's revenue to hit $34.9 billion. The Dubai-based carrier served 53.7 million passengers out of its hub of Dubai International Airport in 2024, compared to 51.9 million passengers the year before. In comparison, Ethiopian Airlines, Africa's biggest, earned $7 billion during the fiscal year 2023-2024, having carried 17 million passengers. The Emirates results track with those for its base, Dubai International Airport. The airport had a record 92.3 million passengers go through its terminals in 2024. The real estate boom and the city's highest ever tourism numbers have made Dubai a destination as well as a layover.
MWEEMBA has been elected as the new president for the Football Association of Zambia FAS, following a decisive victory at the reconvened elective annual general meeting AGM held in Kabwe on Saturday. The Lusaka-based lawyer garnered 55 votes to secure the top position, marking the beginning of his four-year term from 2025 to 2019. He succeeds Andrew Kamanga, who served as first president from 2016 to 2025. Mwemba emerged victorious in a 5-man race, defeating incumbent Kamanga, who received 20 votes. Former FAS General Secretary Adrian Kashala secured 17 votes, while the other two candidates, Francis Hafwiti and Emmanuel Munaile, failed to register any votes. Meanwhile, Mutale Ngandu has been elected as the new vice president of the Football Association of Zambia FAS, following a runoff held during the reconvened elective annual general meeting AGM in Kabwe.
A lot of you have worked very hard. Please, I'm calling upon all of you. We thank God for this victory. But remember, in a democracy, there's really no loser. Yes. So please, I'm calling upon all of you. Let us maintain the peace that we deserve, that we desire. Let us maintain the peace and let us respect the outgoing president and the outgoing vice president and all those who have left the previous executive. The football family must begin uniting today. Yes. Please, please, please. No more camps, no more divisions. We shall do a proper address to the nation at the right time. I want you to go and rest, and then we shall see you properly. Thank you very much, and God bless you all.
That's it for our main news tonight. Here's a recap of the stories making headlines. Police arrest prime suspect in KAMWALA South schoolgirl murder case. CAAC blames SCC for 1.4 billion United States aid withdrawal. RPP bets on President HICHILEMA for 2026 elections. And in international news, Emirates posts records of $5.2 billion profit, declares itself world's most profitable airline. And in sports news, Keith Mwemba elected new first president, Ngandu makes vice. We'll now look at the Camnet verse for the day, coming from the book of Matthew 9, verse 22. But Jesus turned him about, and when he saw her, he said, Daughter, be of good comfort, thy faith has made thee whole. And the woman was made whole from that hour. Thank you so much for watching. Remember, you have been catching us live on Topstar channel 106, as well as on Kenstream app. We've been also streaming live on Facebook, Camnet TV, as well as on our YouTube channel, that is Camnet TV. My name is Sylvia Zulu. Thank you so much for watching. Good night, and God bless you all.
Get all the latest updates in court news only on Camnet TV. We take you and make you feel part of the court sessions through through our in-depth coverage of the adjudication process. Get informed on those who have been arrested, delayed and denied the police bond or bail victims, persons taking plea, court adjournments, verdicts, and those administration issues in the judiciary. You can also follow and give us a like on our social media platforms, Camnet TV, not just another channel.
Enjoy the benefits of an instant loan with us ranging from 1,000 kwacha to 750,000 kwacha paid express once collateral is viewed, valued and verified. Call us on 0763 595 359 or 0779 432 993. Classified Financial Express, here as your financial friend.
Every Monday to Thursday afternoon, join us for the Lunchtime Cafe. We get to bring to you emerging stories making the headlines, midday news, and we remind you of what political leaders and governance actors said back in the days in forgotten stories.